You know, every single cell in your body has this incredible blueprint inside it, right? Your DNA. It's the instruction manual for, well, for you. But actually being able to read that manual perfectly, that's been one of the biggest challenges in medicine. Today, we're going to dive into how AI is finally teaching us to read our own code with a kind of accuracy we've never seen before, and how it's literally changing lives.
So let's really think about this. Imagine your genome is the book of life, a book with 3 billion letters. Now, a single typo in that book, what scientists call a genetic variant, that can be the difference between being perfectly healthy and having a devastating disease. So the real problem in genomics has always been this. How in the world do you find that one critical typo, and, just as important, how do you find it fast enough to actually save a life?
All right, so if we're going to find these typos, first things first, you need a reliable way to actually read the book, right?
Well, that whole process has a name. It's called variant calling. Basically, we sequence a person's DNA, which chops it up into millions of tiny fragments. Then, we compare all those fragments to a standard reference genome to see what's different. And those differences, those are the variants. Finding them is absolutely crucial for everything, from diagnosing a rare genetic disease in a newborn to discovering the targets for brand new, life-saving drugs.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's just not that simple. The sequencing machines themselves aren't perfect, and trying to align millions of those little DNA fragments in exactly the right place, it's incredibly hard. All of this introduces a ton of electronic and chemical noise. So what you end up with is this huge, messy signal versus noise problem. Is that little blip you're seeing a real disease-causing variant, or is it just a random glitch from the machine? Getting that call wrong can have massive consequences.
You see, the old-school statistical methods were pretty good, but they just kept hitting a wall with all this noise. So a team at Google came up with this really radical new idea. They asked, what if we stopped treating this like a statistics problem and started treating it like an image recognition problem?
And that's how we got a tool called Deep Variant. And the core idea here was just genius. Instead of feeding a model a bunch of raw numbers, they figured out how to turn the aligned DNA data at any given spot into an image. They call it a pile-up image. It's a picture that visually represents all the evidence. This meant they could use the same kind of powerful deep learning models that are great at, say, identifying cats in photos to learn how to spot genetic variants.
Okay, so take a look at this. It's actually pretty wild how it works. Think of it this way. Each row you see is one of those little DNA fragments we sequenced. The columns, that's all the different data about them, like the DNA letters themselves, how confident the machine was about that letter, how well it lined up with the reference, all of it. The AI learns to look at this whole picture all at once, just like a trained human expert would, to make a final call.
And this is a perfect example of what the AI is actually